Thank you for watching. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvil's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, start something new sales event going on now with up to 20% off on Jeep Gladiators. Get to Cars Plus today. And McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime. A deadly midair crash in the nation's capital sends shockwaves across the aviation and military communities. Authorities investigating after confirming no one survived. Plus, officials at the AB Wampat International Airport debrief after hearing the tragic news unfold on the other side of the globe. The deadly crash now a reminder for many airports to check their safety protocols in place. And the woman hit by a car while crossing the street in Harmon earlier this month has died. Her family reaching out to KUAM asking the community for help to lay her to rest.
The work has now shifted to a recovery mission. Sadly, there are no survivors. This was a dark and excruciating night in our nation's capital and in our nation's history, and a tragedy of terrible proportions. As one nation, we grieve for every precious soul that has been taken from us so suddenly.
A dark day in America. President Trump there at the White House saying there are no survivors from Wednesday night's collision between a passenger plane and a military helicopter.
The deadly crash near Reagan Washington National Airport in the nation's capital is the first fatal commercial aircraft in the U.S. since 2009 and the second aviation accident with 10 or more victims so far this decade. A source with knowledge of the investigation in the D.C. area plane crash says 2 black boxes from the regional jet have been recovered.
Hafid and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Langus. Viva Fresco Friday. Thank you so much for ending your week here with us.
Well, it's been more than 24 hours now since a violent collision near the Reagan National Airport involving a passenger plane and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter. So many of those who died in this tragedy had so much of their lives ahead of them. A young pilot, soldiers, some of them rising stars of the figure skating world.
The National Transportation Safety Board has 50 people on the ground looking into what will become a long investigation to find out what went wrong. The tragedy being recorded as the deadliest on U.S. soil in more than 2 decades. Tonight, a look at the horrific crash investigation and how officials at the AB Wampat International Airport are responding to it. An American Airlines regional jet colliding with an Army Black Hawk helicopter.
This is Alert 3.
Both plummeting into the frigid Potomac River in the nation's capital.
It was probably out in the middle of the river. I just saw a fireball and then it was just gone.
We are now at a point where we are switching from a rescue operation to a recovery operation. At this point, we don't believe there are any survivors.
The American Eagle flight was carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members. The flight originating from Wichita, Kansas, was just seconds from landing at Reagan National around 9 o'clock Wednesday evening when the collision happened. On the flight, several young athletes with the U.S. figure skating team, along with coaches. Russian state media reporting 2 Russian world champion skaters were also on the plane. A military official saying there were 3 people on board the Black Hawk helicopter that had been participating in a training flight. American Airlines CEO Robert Isom.
And at this time, we don't know why the military aircraft came into the path of the PSA aircraft.
The air traffic control tower was heard asking the chopper pilot if he sees the passenger jet and to pass behind it.
American 472, Washington, 1 star, 32017.
President Trump started his briefing from the White House with a moment of silence for the 67 lives lost.
So all of this is going to be studied, but it just seems to me, from a couple of words that I like to use, the words common sense, some really bad things happened, and some things happened that shouldn't have happened.
The president pointing to several possible factors that may have played a part in the crash, laying the blame at least in part on the air traffic controller and the helicopter pilot, as well as diversity and inclusion policies at the FAA.
The FAA, which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run since he's run this Department of Transportation? He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor. He ran his city into the ground, and he's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of bullshit. The Department of Transportation, his government agency charged with regulating civil aviation. Well, he runs it, 45,000 people, and he's run it right into the ground with his diversity.
Trump adding Americans should not be hesitant to fly. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth echoing the president's remarks, stating there is no excuses. They will get to the bottom of what went wrong.
The military does dangerous things. It does routine things on the regular basis. Tragically, last night, a mistake was made. And I think the president is right. There was some sort of an elevation issue that we have immediately begun investigating at the DOD and Army level.
Guam Delegate James Moylan posting on X, "My heart goes out to the passengers and families impacted by the tragic event at DCA. We extend our deepest condolences and prayers to those affected during this difficult time." The main runway at Reagan National is the busiest in the nation, with over 800 daily takeoffs and landings every single day. Airports across the nation stunned over what is now the deadliest commercial plane crash to occur on U.S. soil in more than 2 decades.
Security, safety, and certification is our top priority.
Juan Regis is the air terminal manager at the AB Wonpat International Airport.
First of all, very tragic. I mean, again, it's one of those things that it doesn't necessarily happen on a day-to-day basis, but when it does happen, we got to be prepared to respond. And that's in the interest of saving lives, protecting property, and the environment.
He says he spoke with his staff about the crash.
So in this unique case, what happened in DC, again, unfortunate, is a very complex operation. Given it was 1, a water rescue, 2, it involved a military aircraft, 3, it was an off-airport incident. So in our case, for an off-airport, that would really involve Officer of Homeland Security, who would be the lead.
Regis has 45 years of aviation experience to include federal, civil, and military. The DC crash reminding him of the crashes he responded to.
I was personally involved with the Korean air crash back in '97, and of course I was also involved with the Northwest nose gear up. And of course we had Cessnas across Citibank, we had a Cessna go down behind Townhouse, we had a helicopter that went down on top of Chuck's Steakhouse, so I got a good amount of experience responding to aircraft incidents.
He says staff at the Guam airport train regularly, so they know what to do if they too need to respond to an aviation disaster.
Now, the biggest takeaway we do with all the incidents that occur throughout the nation is we actually learn from that. We actually study it, we dig into the responses that they executed and see what we can do. And do we have the resources and capability, or do we need additional training to be able to respond to such an incident, such as turbulence? So in the latest case of Hawaiian Air, there was quite a bit of victims that experienced injury from turbulence. So we want to be prepared that in the event we get an aircraft with 50 or so mass casualties because of turbulence, that we're prepared to respond to that as well.
He assures the community operations locally remain safe as the DC crash investigation is ongoing.
In fact, again, things are still to be determined. Being a former FAA employee myself for airports, there are a lot of moving parts to this investigation. So it starts out with the NTSB, and then they build up a team. Obviously, it involves flight standards, it involves technical operations, the air carrier, the airport, and of course other means of responding mutual aid representatives.
Also having the experience in the military, if I may ask, could this have been avoided?
Of course, any incident could have been avoided. Human factor is always going to be there, though, nonetheless. So it's one of those things we do our best. In fact, we're going through a process called safety management system that has been recently mandated by the FAA. So that's another improvement from lessons learned from the past.
Meantime, 2 black box data recorders have been pulled from the wreckage.
In response to the crash that involved an Army Black Hawk helicopter, a spokesperson with the Guam National Guard states, "Our deepest condolences go out to the families of our Army aviation brothers and sisters and to all the victims of this tragic accident. To honor their legacy of service, we will continue to focus on the safety of our pilots and crew as our #1 priority.
And in other news, a mother of 9 who was fighting for her life in the hospital for more than 2 weeks has died.
The family of Antoinette Areola confirming she passed away Wednesday morning. They are now asking the community for assistance with covering funeral expenses. Loved ones of the 45-year-old say she suffered serious injuries to her head and to her leg following the crash. It happened on January 13th along Route 16 in Harmon. Antoinette was crossing a busy roadway at the time. The driver involved turned back to the scene and waited to speak with Guam police officers. Antoinette's mother, Maria Areola, had a message for the driver. Her daughter, Lonilyn, also remembers Mom.
The person that hit my daughter at least come forward to me in the hospital, and we can share, sympathy to my daughter. Anything like that, in our heart, the Chamorro style is, for me, I forgive. Like I said, but I would never forget. But at least the person that did that to my daughter, at least come to my hospital and, check if, she's okay. But it's so sad. She's a very good daughter of mine, like I said. She don't hurt anybody's feeling. Either they hurt her, she will always say, okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate everything that I have done for her. She's very passionate. She don't know how to get mad. She's very helpful. And in fact, she's the kind of woman that, she will not show you a bad face. She's always happy no matter what's the consequence, what's the problem. And she's the kind of person that is very soft-hearted.
My mom was the best mom I could have. She was always there for me whenever, I had my good days or my bad days. She was just basically my best friend. I could tell her anything. She would never get mad at me, judge me, or, whenever someone would hurt me or say something bad about me, she always has my back. She's just someone that, can make everybody laugh. Yeah. She's a very funny woman. She's a good mom.
Antoinette's death marks the 3rd tragic-related fatality on Guam so far this year. A GoFundMe page has been set up to support Antoinette's funeral costs. To help out, find the link on KUAM.com. Our sincere condolences go out to Antoinette's loved ones.
Well, new today, the offices of Guam Homeland Security and Civil Defense issuing a statement in light of a program-specific audit by the FEMA and an investigative audit by Guam Office of Public Accountability that found millions in unauthorized overtime.
The response comes after a legislative oversight hearing and the Guam's Attorney General confirming with KUAM that a criminal investigation is underway. Officials note a corrective action plan has been worked on with a formal completion date accepted by FEMA of March 2000. Corrective actions identified are aggressively being implemented, even as revisions to the corrective action plan are ongoing. Some of the corrective actions include, but are not limited to, development and implement budget monitoring procedures, develop timesheet templates and SOP, along with establishing a grant monitoring committee.
Guam Homeland Advisor Esther Agigi saying the Office of Public Accountability's findings highlight approximately $42 million in expenditures requiring additional documents and review. As Homeland Security Advisor, she says, I want to be clear, we take these findings seriously and acknowledge our responsibility to properly account for every dollar entrusted to our agency. She adds, moving forward, we are committed to maintaining the highest standards of fiscal accountability while ensuring our ability to respond effectively to emergencies. The people of Guam, she adds, deserve both rapid emergency response and proper stewardship of public funds. We are dedicated to delivering both. We've got more news in a moment.
You're watching KUAM.
Half a Day Fresco Fridays on KUAM News. Presented by Fresco Clothing, original custom design apparel of Guam and the Marianas. Located in Hagaya, just across from the Gani Shopping Center.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Welcome back to Primetime. We've got good news now for your wallet.
That's right. The Guam Public Utilities Commission has approved the Guam Power Authority's petition to lower the fuel recovery charge proposed in the Levelized Energy Adjustment Clause by 20.3%. Starting tomorrow, February 1st, residential customers using 1,000 kilowatt hours a month will save approximately $53.19 on their power bills. This reduction reflects declining global fuel prices, and the administrative law judge's report says there's a good chance costs could continue to drop.
GPA General Manager John Benaventis says this move supports the authority's commitment to affordable and reliable power. Plus, the Ukuru power plant set to launch later this year. Even more savings could be on the way. The new LEAC rate will be in effect through July 31st. Customers will see the lower charges reflected in their next billing cycle.
The late government-wide fiscal year 2023 financial audit was supposed to be finalized today, but it's facing another setback.
It has the Office of Public Accountability calling on the new legislature to reintroduce a vetoed bill to fine agency heads as the delay is impacting federal funding. Atsuki Hirayama has the details.
The government-wide fiscal year 2023 financial audit, which was expected to be released Friday, is met with another delay.
It's like pulling teeth, trying to get information out of various agencies.
By law, the audit was supposed to be released last June or 7 months ago. Public Auditor BJ Cruz says it's still missing a very important section.
The only thing outstanding is the management discussion and analysis, which, as I understand it from EY, the governor and the director of administration will be submitting that sometime today. So once that gets in, EY will have to go and make sure that all the numbers match. At the same time, my office is going to have to go through and make sure that all the numbers match.
It's now expected to be finalized by next Tuesday. The audit already had a delayed start as the contract with external auditor Ernst & Young was signed late. The Guam Department of Education's audit, which was finally released in the end of September, also played a major role in the setback.
So this thing really should have gotten out in October, but for other problems in trying to get all the numbers together.
KUAM learning the delay is impacting government functions like accessing federal grants. The governor's Community Outreach Federal Programs Office says they're unable to get grant money to reimburse Guam SARCA or the Sexual Assault and Abuse Resource Center Association until the audit is released. As previously reported, counselors at Guam's only rape crisis center, Healing Hearts, are getting paid late.
One of the other agencies, because of the delay of the audit, was penalized a percentage of their grant. So it has repercussions, which is the reason why I keep trying to get all the agencies to cooperate.
The public auditor is hoping the new legislature will reintroduce a vetoed bill that would fine agency heads for submitting financial documents late. He's already in talks with Appropriations Chair Senator Chris Duenas, who is adamant in having the FY24 audit before senators prepare GovGuam's budget.
The bill initially passed 14-0. when it came back for an override, it was unable to get the 10 votes that were necessary for the override. So I'm hoping that the new legislature will give me that authority so that we can get things moving.
Cruz hopes the next audit will be completed in time this June with a new financial management system.
It's supposed to be advanced enough that it's going to be able to spew all the information out almost instantaneously. I'm hoping that's true.
Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
The Guam Education Board has a big decision to make on what actions to take on school closures.
Currently on the table, they could close 3 schools as recommended by GDOE Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson, but they could also remain status quo. KUAM speaking to GEB Chair Angel Sablan on steps forward.
Now equipped with a list of recommendations for which Guam Department of Education schools to decommission in the school year 2025-2026, has the Guam Education Board come any closer to making a decision? The short answer is no. The board meeting in the coming days to unpack the options before them with a work session on the matter. Angel Sablan is the GEB chair.
Well, we've already told ourselves that March is the latest that we're going to make a decision, one way or the other. As you notice, status quo was not one of those options, but the board can still vote for that.
So what is before them? The possibility of closing Chief Brody Elementary School and realigning attendance areas to assign students to Juanem Guerrero, Tumuning, and Liguan Elementary Schools as appropriate. Also on the table, closing Lyndon B. Johnson Elementary School and consolidating with Tumuning Elementary School, while the GEB could consider consolidating Harry S. Truman Elementary with Marshall Sablan Elementary School. These options requiring careful consideration with deep respect for the communities that could be affected.
I myself personally don't want to close any schools, but if we have to, we have to. And it's for the sake of our kids, right? And our population has gone down, right? We're now at around 23,000, and we've got to start implementing things where we take those funds and put it into the students.
As for whether feedback from those who may be affected is enough to sway the board's decisions?
Well, everybody's input, naturally, and of course, will be taken seriously. And teachers' input are also very important. Administrators' input are also very important. But what we really want to look at is the parents and the students. What is best for them?
It's a question that may hopefully be answered come next Tuesday, February 4th, during the GEB's work session. The board will meet again for its regular board meeting on February 18th.
200 volunteers joined the Guam Homeless Coalition for the point-in-time count today.
Officials gathering in Barrigada early Friday morning before heading out to locations across the island. Coalition Chair Asia Ramos says this critical initiative aims to document and survey Guam's sheltered and unsheltered houseless population. The data collected will play a key role in shaping policies and directing resources to address and ultimately end homelessness on the island. The teams asked people questions about their living situation and checked if they are seeking permanent housing.
We have many teams out throughout our island surveying and canvassing to engage with our homeless community and get some data, pass out food commodities so that we have a good information on what is happening on the ground with our people who are living in homeless, who are homeless.
The teams distributed care packages containing non-perishable food, essential hygiene products, and information about available assistance programs. KUAM will have more from the homeless count in the next episode of The Hub, where America's stories begin. The Hub airs Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. following primetime.
Now for your world at home.
Here is an infinity pool, which is infinitely cool on Tumon Bay at Villa Canton Tassi.
Only something from Jason Solis for sure. Our 3 penguins.
Superspeed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. That's not the wrong one. There ain't no song. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use. My mood when I make a move. This is my mood when
keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Foodie Call is served fresh, presented by Pepsi.
Okay, so this is actually Kobe and I's first time at their Teason location,
And the plates that we have today is their tinola chutney plate, of course with red rice and their corn. And we have their cheeseburger with fries.
And I have the barbecue combo, which has all of their barbecue items, which are the ribs, the tinola chutney, and the chicken and pork.
So if you guys are wondering what's the difference between their Teason location and their Home Depot location, is that this location specifically sells their fried options, and that includes their fried chicken, their fried shrimp, and their fried lumpia. So let's go try should we try the chicken Kelaguen first?
Yeah, let's start with
Okay, let's do it. Cheers. Flavor, tanginess, so good.
And the taquitos is like warm and fresh. Perfect.
So good. Now this is their cheeseburger. This is my favorite thing to get there if I'm not feeling rice. Gonna try it.
Cheers.
Cheers. You know those burgers that you guys make when you're at home and you guys have like a family like barbecue? This is what it tastes like. You guys already know what's next. Cheers. Now let's get into the plate.
Gotta get some
Cheers.
onion. Wow. I actually like the way it's cut. Thin.
It doesn't get overwhelming. You don't have to like chew so
Keep
much.
chewing.
Yeah.
We're gonna give this rib a big bite. The ribs also pack a lot of flavor. The meat is soft.
You can never go wrong with
You can't go wrong with barbecue ribs.
pork barbecue.
Let's give it a try.
Ooh.
Kind of like a Korean barbecue.
That's a good one.
Really good.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, so we're gonna finish the rest of our food. Don't forget, you guys should come by and check out In-N-Out Barbecue if you haven't yet. Their Teason location is open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday to Friday, and their Home Depot location is open from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. But they're open all the way to Saturdays.
Thank you to our friends here at In-N-Out Barbecue for taking care of us today, and of course to Pepsi for sponsoring the segment.
Bye!
Foodie Call is served fresh, presented by Pepsi.
Biba Maina and the good folks at the Parish of Our Lady of Purification are having their Fiesta 2025 Novena and Mass. That is this Saturday. The Blessing of the Candles will be held at 4:30, Mass immediately after. Now, the Guam Fire Academy is in their 23rd cycle right now, and they are inviting you to their Bring the Smoke 5K run walk on next Saturday over at Ipao Beach Park. All you got to do is register, show up, and then support these island heroes. Shout out to all of our firefighters. We appreciate you guys for going through the training and for doing what you do. You guys are awesome. All right, make sure to hit up BWTCGuam.com. That's Breaking Wave Theater Company, because they have an improv workshop showing you how to recognize, how to observe, and how to express what you see all around you. Improvisation is an amazing art, and they are the very best at what they do here on the island. So go to the workshop and learn. I'm going to go check that out because it seems like a lot of fun. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. We will see you on Monday.
Now to your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts.
And this week's winner of a yummy ice cream cake.
Happy birthday on Friday to Jerome Carriaga. We wish you, Jerome, all the very best on your special day. And your shout out says, we love and celebrate you. This is coming from Jeremiah, Mom, Mike, Janet, and the entire family. Happy birthday, Jerome. And equally appreciative birthday shout outs going out to Callie Marie Garcia. Callie turns 15 today. All right. We are so proud of the beautiful young woman you've become. And today, the whole family wants to wish you a blessed happy birthday, they say. We love you all so much. Say Mom, Dad, Mama, Papa, and the whole family near and far. And also, happy birthday to Winsner Billen. We hope you have a fantastic Friday.
I don't know what I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told.
Someone here is getting old.
Someone here is getting old.
Your Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake winner
for this week goes to...
Happy extended birthday to Antoinette Blas Nadeau, who is the winner of this week's Cold Stone Creamery ice cream cake. We will message you, Antoinette, and let you know when you can pick up your prize. And, you know, just personally, I hope you get the strawberry one, because the strawberry one at Cold Stone is awesome.
That's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Have a safe weekend and stay beautiful.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Daiso Guam. Visit Daiso Guam, located in the village of Donkey, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Ali, Mogithin, Hafday Jan Tiro, Rananim, Kasilelye, Lengwo, and Yakwe. Welcome back to another episode of the One Micronesia Show, and we'll kick it off here in Big 2025. We'll kick it off with a nice and jam-packed one. We start off with a one-on-one with a boxer who fights out of the Guam Muay Thai gym in Manilao. I'm talking about Chuki's boxer, Jake Albert. Check it out.
I was born and raised here on Guam. Then about like 6 or 7 years old, I went back to Chuk. Then when I was like, I believe 8, then I came back to Guam to continue school here.
And you continued your life. Obviously, you went back to Chuk, you came back, but you continued your life here. How is that? You know, I've always talked to people, but most of them were born and raised on the islands and then started migrating to Guam and elsewhere in the States. You're on the other side where you were the generation that was born and raised on Guam. How is that growing up on Guam and seeing things in your perspective?
I would say like the language barrier is more different from the kids back home, because the ones that were born on Guam, they're like, it's kind of broken language, broken Chikis, and we tried to learn it. And I think that's just the barrier right there, the language.
That was pretty cool to get to know that part of your story. And now we're shifting to the part that I kind of really want to get to know is obviously the gym is in Manila, Guam Muay Thai.
Yes.
Guam Muay Thai.
Yeah.
It's smack right there and right next to that intersection, the road going up to Yoji, where I know you went to school. So let's talk about that. Like what got you into the gym? Well, what's your story?
I was a student at Yoji probably my sophomore year. And my former coach was named John Edwards before he went off island. There was a self-defense program that was held by a criminal justice club or program, and it was held at the Yoji Fieldhouse. So that's how I started, and I just caught my interest into it, just learning something new. Yeah.
And like I said, so you started. So you didn't go to the gym first. It was that program that got you.
Yes.
And then what pulled you to the gym? Like what was something that you saw? Or obviously it's right there next to the road, so you pass it every day.
Yeah.
Like how was that? What's the story behind you and stepping foot in that gym?
It was just mostly my former coach, John. I just talked to him. How much were the classes? How many classes? What are the is it everyday classes?
But talk about more of the you wanting to go. I think you saw the program at UG. Then now you want to extend it. You extend your knowledge and find something. Obviously, it was just a self-defense, but you're a boxer now. So let's talk about how you went from just a self-defense to practicing Muay Thai.
Most people think I do Muay Thai, but I just go to the Muay Thai gym to learn boxing.
Okay.
So only John Edwards was coaching boxing under Guam Muay Thai. So not much people know about it, but that's how I got into it. So I just went there every Sunday just to continue practicing boxing. Then probably 1 year later, I was supposed to compete in Saipan until Dolphin Typhoon happened at Saipan. And that's what got hold back, but I just continue training again every Sunday. That's the only time he could hold class because he was a police officer.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. So let's talk about that. Why boxing? I mean, you could have obviously you could have chosen Muay Thai, you could have chosen Jiu-Jitsu, you could have chosen karate. There's so much fields out there in the martial arts scene, but you chose boxing. Why boxing?
Man, honestly, it was just right there in front of me. So I was like, why not try this sport since he's already teaching us, us UOG students. So that's where I got into it. I didn't really, growing up, I didn't really look into contact sport. More I was into basketball, football, and rugby. But later on, I got into boxing because of him. Yeah.
So let's talk about it. So boxing is a very hard sport. People think boxing is easy. When you go, if you try to go 8 rounds, is it 8, 9 rounds of boxing? It's hard. I mean, people who've done sports in general, like movement but this one you're just using your hands and it takes a lot. So talk about your training. I want to hear about that. Tell us more about your training and having to get ready for every fight and getting ready to stand and go the full 8, 9 rounds.
So when we go into fight camp, we train Monday through Saturday. So Monday and Wednesday, we condition for 1 hour. Then the next 2 to 3 hours, we pretty much do technique. Then Tuesday, Thursday, our warm-up would be 4 miles. And after that 4 miles, we wait till it hits open gym, which is spar days on Tuesday and Thursday. we spar from 7 all the way to 9 o'clock. So it's pretty much like 4 hours every day of training, just trying to build up our condition. Because when it comes to the fight, that's pretty much how bad you want it. Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why I brought you here to chit chat, obviously find out how it all started for you, but I think it's more about how the sport changed you. I want to. Can you say you were the same person you are, let's say 5 years ago or before doing this sport, or has the sport of boxing changed the way you view life?
It's more strict on going into like diets and making sure you make weight on that day. And you just have to wake up every morning like 5 or 6 just to get in that light morning jog. And
so would you say it also has discipline?
Yeah, it's pretty much discipline. Boxing is like only one man sport. It's like you're training by yourself, but it's always great to train with a group, but it's pretty much a one-man sport, and it's pretty much a lot of discipline.
When you went into boxing, you probably watch a lot of boxing movies.
Honestly, no. I never watched those boxing movies until like this year. I watched Rocky 1, and that's pretty much the ones I only watched so far. Yeah, but I do watch Manny Pacquiao. He's one of my favorite boxers.
I was just about to ask you who's your favorite. Okay, Manny Pacquiao. He's a fast boxer.
Yeah.
We've seen him, and obviously he's retired now. But what are some of the things that you've seen or that you see in Manny Pacquiao's fighting style that influences you?
Oh man, he's really it's just his stamina, man. Like he can throw a lot of hands, and he can like pretty much like does a lot of pressures too for a short guy. So that's what kind of inspired me to like kind of like fit my fighting style into his fighting style.
Let's go into the comps. You said you fought about like 7, 8?
7.
7. You've had 7 competitions. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your first one. What's that feeling going into your first ever competition?
Man, so my first one happened here on Guam at Still Athletic. I believe it was called Glorified Spar. And the first guy that I fought was named Ren or Ken. He came from stateside, and he had about like 11 or 12 amateurs fight. And it was my first one, and then I was kind of nervous because my coach was telling me, but he was just saying it's just another human being. And you guys both breathe the same air, and just go in there and have fun.
Awesome. And then after that, like I said, you could have stopped, but you kept going. And then let's talk about the 7, your latest fight. Let's talk about how it changed, how your fighting changed in your latest one from your first one.
I would say I got a little bit more better, like technique wise, but I just want to continue improving my fighting style. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into this now. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about what's next for Jake and what he has in stores for the future, and especially a new year, 2025. We'll be right back.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Daiso Guam. Visit Daiso Guam, located in the village of Donkey, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
New year, new me. A year of possibilities starts now, and it all begins at Kmart. From health to home, we got everything you need to start fresh and thrive in the new year. Kickstart healthy habits with pantry essentials and nutritious options for your family. Keep your home sparkling with cleaning solutions designed to make life easier and fresher. Looking to crush your fitness goals? Find workout gear and activewear to get you moving. Need to revamp your style? Check out our newest apparel for the whole family. And for the heart of your home, discover appliances and home goods to make your life easier and more comfortable. Busy families, moms on the go, and everyone in between. Kmart is here for you. A fresh start is just one shopping trip away. Kmart. New year, new me, a year of possibilities. Find it all at Kmart.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Daiso Guam. Visit Daiso Guam, located in the village of Donkey, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
What an inspiring story from Jake, how it all started for him and how he got into the sport of boxing. Now we come back to find out what he's up to here in 2025. Check it out. Has it hit you that all these, you fought 7 competitions, has it hit you that, you're obviously, you live here on Guam, but you're a boy from Chuk and you jump in that ring. Has it hit you that you're from Chuk, you're out there, you're you're enjoying this amazing sport of boxing. Has that hit you yet, or not? What's that feeling like?
Honestly, it started hitting me this year. For the last 3 years, it was more like on and off due to COVID, work, and school. And we only train like once a week due to my coach's busy schedule. But honestly, like this year, it was hitting me, so I was trying to compete to more sports and build up my experience and my skills. So this year, I would say I took it more serious. And I'm kind of happy, but at the same time, I wish I had more fights this year. But it is what it is.
And you probably will. 2025, I don't know how many competition might come up in 2025. You know, we're right at the beginning of it. So that's good to hear. And let's go check out that checklist. 2025, Jake's checklist. Like, what are some things that you want to accomplish in 2025?
Man, it's
even the smallest things.
Just improve my skills, honestly. Like I would go back and watch my videos. I like, damn, I feel so like I look so slow in the video. Like I want to improve on that. Then I want to improve on my stamina. I just want to like be more disciplined. I would say, yeah. I just want to be more disciplined, and I'm just trying to for next year, hopefully, hosting Pompey is trying to host a boxing tournament.
Oh, okay.
In February. So hopefully that proves through in February, but no, we'll just see how it goes from the other side. Yeah,
that's awesome. Like I said, you've just started your career. You're about 7 fights in, like your amateur fights under your belt, right?
Yes.
So, and I know you're gonna continue more in 2025. Such a huge year, such amazing opportunities. Like if you talk about that Pompey fight, but how about Jake representing FSM in, let's say, the South Pacific Games, or even if they throw in boxing to micro games and you represent Chook? Like, are these things
that's honestly one of my goals, to represent Chook in micro games in at Nauru. I'm sorry if I'm not saying the island right, but they're the one hosting the next micro games, but I'm not sure if they're having boxing, but I know they compete in boxing and they will go to Australia. So I'm hoping they have a boxing tournament there for micro games.
Nice. Yeah. And then obviously, I mean, these are just like the regional games that we're talking about. But like, I know like it's a little too far-fetched to talk about it, but how about like Jake representing FSM at, like, I don't know, boxing in the Olympics? Is that something?
That's something big that I always like dream about. But honestly, I just had to keep putting in the work, but I really want to represent FSM in the boxing if they're willing to, take me under them. And if
I'm
not,
pretty sure.
I hope, yeah.
And I see one of the reasons why also like having you here is to kind of like talk to the at least influence, have the young generation hear your story and be like, oh man, this guy, they don't have to have to come from like huge backgrounds. Like you were just a simple guy from Chook. You went to school at UOG. You participated in a seminar that got you interested in like from self-defense to now you chose boxing.
Yeah.
And it's gotten you about 7 fights under your belt. So I hope like this interview will influence, FSM kids out there who are here in Guam or elsewhere in the world. Talk to the kids, or talk to those who are watching right now who have gotten influenced by your story. And now they're like, okay, if Jake can do it, we can do it. What message would you have for them?
Honestly, the hardest part is just making the first step. And once you make that first step, you just keep moving forward, like consistently.
Or what would you tell your younger self?
My younger self?
Yeah.
Honestly, just keep going, man. Like, don't stop. Like, just keep pushing on what you want to do. Just be disciplined in your future goals. Just keep pushing yourself.
All right, so Jake, man, it's been a fun interview. It's been fun to get to really, obviously we've known each other, we've seen each other here and there, talk through the IG, trying to set up an interview. But this is really cool to really get to know you and your story, how you got into boxing. Out of all sports, bro, boxing. That's a like I said, discipline, very important in sports like boxing and any martial arts. So it was really good talking, very influential. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Just a top of All right, so guys, that pretty much wraps it up. If you want to follow Jake, you can follow him on his journey. You can follow him on his IG. He's a great fighter, and Jake, good luck to 2025. Good luck to whatever comps you got next. I know you got this, and I always follow you, so keep repping.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up here on the one-on-one with my brother Jake Albert here on the One Mic Show. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more. Overall, the talk was very inspiring. Big thank you to Brother Jake for coming down to the studios, doing a one-on-one with us, getting to know him, getting to know how he got into the sport of boxing and what he's got in stores for 2025. Jake, thank you so much, brother. Guys, we want to take a break and we'll be back with more of the One Micronesia Show.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Daiso Guam. Visit Daiso Guam, located in the village of Donkey, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience. The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Daiso Guam. Visit Daiso Guam, located in the village of Donkey, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
One Micronesia Show, and we're back. On the previous episode of the show, we showed you a 5K that this group put together to pretty much close off 2024. Now, I get to sit down, do a one-on-one with the founder, John Howard, to find out what the FAS Athletic Clubs has got in stores for 2025. Check it out.
FAS is like a non-profit sports organization. Our goal is to use sports as an alternative to, promote responsible and productive youth. So that's the main goal. Like a safe playground where our FSM youth can enjoy themselves. Build friendship through sports, and just promoting their talents. Yeah, that's the goal. Behind FAS. We try to use sports, to bring change, to our community. And we started in, we started back in 2013. And then in 2018, that's when we become a organization, non-profit organization. After I finished, the Olympic, then I came back and I, gathered some guys that they interested in sports, and we started out small, and we started out organizing only track and field events. Yeah. Then after I think our first year, then we tried to add volleyball, and then I think the following year we had basketball. In 2025, we already have we put together our like a proposed activities for 2025. We normally do track and field somewhere in the summer, but in 2025 we kind of change our schedule, because we want to, some of these kids, they participate in like basketball, rugby, football, in their school. So we like to kind of, also promote their talents. In January, then February, we want to have like a leadership conference, where we invite the Chuki's faith groups leaders, to have a leadership conference, so they understand that they also have a role in our community. Yeah, and that's how we meet. Our community. We meet at the church, and to reach them, we have to invite them. April, a leadership Micronesian leadership conference. This is a collaboration with the Wave Club, the Trades Academy, Malielu, Crime Stoppers. The goal is to target only 100 youths. Yeah. So hopefully, if this one is successful, then we can expand for next year. In September, we will focus on, just preparing a team for like an all-final competition. Yeah, we usually want to fly back to Chuk. Yeah, we want to first prove ourselves in Chuk before we go somewhere else. Yeah, that's the idea, and it feels good when we see our kids succeeding in their sports. They're using their they're using their God-given talents. Yeah. So I always believe in the first in the Bible. That the gift, your talent is a gift from God, but when you use it, it's your gift to God. Yeah. And just when they use their talents, so that they glorify His name through their talents. Yeah. So I encourage them to play harder, work harder, and always aim for to accomplish more. And we're just very grateful that this opportunity that we're able to come here through the compact and see these opportunities that we don't have back home. Yeah. I hope they will understand and they will use it for their benefits. Yeah. So there is we have a Facebook page. Yeah, that's where we usually post our announcements, for our activities. But if they want to participate in our, upcoming events, which is our track and field, they can come to JFK on January 18th. Yeah.
Thank you so much to John Howard, and also thank you to the organization, the FAS Athletics Club, for all you did in 2024. And I'm really excited to see what you guys has got coming up here in the new year, 2025. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of the One Micronesia Show.
The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Daiso Guam. Visit Daiso Guam, located in the village of Donkey, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The One Micronesia Show is brought to you by Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and Daiso Guam. Visit Daiso Guam, located in the village of Donkey, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
One Micronesia Show, and we're back with the last and final part. It's now time for the One Mic Jam Sesh. Check it out.